Hey, we are back for another live stream. It has been a good 1 week, a good week since the last time there was a public live stream, but we are back once again for the fun. We're back for lots more fun. And we've got quite a good number of you already in here. Wow, I must say. And right, who is in? We've got all Celestial Dancers in the chat. Hello, hello, hello to you. Howdy, howdy, Pamela. Hello. And our sweet darling lady Jodie is in the chat. Hello to you, Jodie. Hello, hello, and hugs to lovely darling lady Jodie. Blacksmith is in the chat. Hello. Hello, darling. Hello, darling Harriet. Hello. Hello to the lovely, sweet darling lady Harriet. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Eddie. Hello there. Certainly nice to see you again. Yes, I remember it was either a month or about 3.5 weeks ago, something like that. But yes, I remember you shortly before the end of 2025. Yes. Ding dong bells. Hello to you, my good friend. Hello, my good man. Nice to see you as usual. For whenever chance respectfully allows. Good to have you back. Good to have you. Oh, hello, Keppy. Hello, darling. Hello, hello, hello to you. And certainly nice to see you, as usual. Hello. Patches and Braveheart, and I could imagine they've been cuddling. I could imagine they're cuddling and snuggling a lot with the cold weather. It's what cats do in cold weather. They snuggle and cuddle. It's what they do to seek one's warmth, or each other's warmth, in that retrospect, on the whole. That is. No, that it's a cute thing to see. It's a cute thing to see when two cats snuggle and cuddle up together, especially in the cold during the cold winter. Ding dong, just to let you know, Kebby, it's a man, it's a guy, not a female, just to say. Hi, Aspie. Hello, darling. And hello to Oscar. It's a pleasure. No, it's hello to all the sweet darling ladies in the chat. Hello to all the sweet darling ladies who have joined in with the live stream. And it was nice when you said that you'd missed me, Harriet. I'd missed you too. I may live stream at a reduced frequency now, but oh, you're a female. I didn't know you were female. Oh, ding dong, I'm sorry. No, I'm really sorry. I sincerely thought you were a male. No, I really thought you were a male. Oh, God. So sorry for the terrible mistake. I made an awful mistake, but thank you for reminding me. You needn't worry. Real life is very important. Our mod Jody would truly emphasize just how important real life is. Real life is truly important in every way. No, don't insult Ding Dong. Please don't. Oh, is Anne here? Hello, darling. Hello. Certainly nice to see you as usual, Anne. It's always lovely to have you on board too, Anne. No. No, it's always nice to see you, my darling lady. To our darling lady Ding Dong. The darling lady Ding Dong Bells. Always nice to see you, darling. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Thank you for your kindly reassurance just now. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you. Even our model of perfection can make a mistake. Thank you, Kebby. No, thank you. Thank you for that. I also have a cat called Coco. You've got a cat, Eddie. How fascinating. How deeply fascinating that is. Right. Oh, yes. So sorry if I was a bit quiet, but yes, Pamela, okay. I thought of you. I was watching a show on the origins of idioms and expressions. They said, pull out all the stops. Comes from pipe organ. Stops. Really? Oh, impressive. How interesting. How very, very interesting indeed. There are some great usernames on YouTube. Some are hilarious. Agree to your point there. Yeah, no, I can imagine. I can imagine, Jody. Small photos, harder to see, aren't they? Much harder to see. My eyes have trouble with small photos. Is that an Australian shepherd on your lap? I wouldn't know. Just got home. And eating dinner now, trying to relax. You needn't worry about a thing, Aspie. You needn't worry about a thing. Only eating our tea and relaxing after work. That's all one can expect one to do. That's all one can expect one to do, especially if it's a hard day's work. Anne, oh, I think this is probably in response to Jodie. Okay, well, I'll read it anyway. Blue Merle Border Collie. Very similar, but not so boxy. Plus has a nice bushy tail. She's 13 now. Got a red Mel too. Oh, interesting. Harriet, it's always your fault, and stay out of my cheese drawer. Kirby, what did Harriet do? What on earth could have Harriet done? I believe Harriet is perfectly innocent about something. Oh no, it's teasing. Kirby's a good jokester, isn't she? A sweet, darling lady who's very good at jokesters. Joking, that is, sorry. I had a tri-blue Merle collie. Oh, did you? Did you, Maya? Did you, my lovely Dingles? Did you, darling Dingles? How lovely learning so. No. No, but I do hope you can forgive me for getting confused about your gender. I mean, but listen, if you are partially annoyed with me, I could, it's completely okay because I would completely understand. I'd completely understand if you're still partially annoyed with me for mistaking your gender. I nearly did the same thing with Sparkle's Sebaceous Snack until she reminded me. You're not a dog bore. You're certainly not a dog bore at all, my lovely Anne. You're certainly not a dog bore at all. In no way could you be a dog bore. Absolutely not. Oh, thank you, Dingles, thank you. No, sending you a nice long hug, my sweet darling Lady Dingles. Sending you a nice long hug, darling. A nice long comforted enveloped hug. Well, if I could, that is. Oh. A sweet darling Lady Dingles. I just really wished I didn't mistake her gender. Sparkle's name cracked me up. So funny. Sparkles is a nice lady. She's a nice lady if there's any way to describe, but I can understand why you would have found it funny. Both my moles are also trees. Love my collie. I try to get a different color every time one crosses the rainbow bridge. Oh, fascinating way to put it. I bought some brie today. Do you fancy some for your drawer? And what's the thing I missed? What Harriet said. You know I'm always causing havoc. You certainly wreak havoc. Naughty, naughty, cheeky, cheeky Harriet. Cheeky Harriet of havoc. Harriet's one cheeky lady, but lovable. My grandmother's middle name was Merle. No, I know that. I know that already. I certainly do know that, Jodie. Indeed, I know that. Lovely Sparkles. Mm. I really wish I could say what I was thinking about that was making me giggle, but I really wish I could, but I just don't want to make anybody uncomfortable if I was to leak out the revelation. But I'll probably leak out the revelation anyway, but I also had a red and white. I've got a tree color right now. I had tree color rough collies before my borders. Oh no, but I really wish I'll probably say it anyway, but yes, I won't say in full. I won't say it in full. No, because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. But the only synopsis is how I wish I'd known lovely Chelsea. or Sweet Darling Lady Wonder when I was a little boy. You know, be nice if I'd known them as a little boy, but I'm happy. But all I would say to finish it off on a more appropriately sentimental statement is I'm happy I've found out about them as adults. In the same way, I'm fortunate to have found out about all of you as adults. I'm fortunate to have found out about all of you as adults. You know, even I wish I'd known all of you from the time during my childhood. I'm equally as happy to have found out about all of you and befriended all of you as adults. And one thing I will say is I take none of you for granted, completely none of you for granted, and I mean that. Yes, I may wish I'd known you during my childhood, but I'm far more than happy I found out about you at a certain point in my adulthood, and that I never take the friendship with all of you for granted. Thought I'd put it there. You know, rather than talking about something naughty or silly or potentially very, very intimate, which does make some people uncomfortable, apparently, when it's talking about snug. But it's whether what one desires to have a good, cozy snuggle up with someone on the sofa, that sort of couch, that sort of thing. But you know, or if you wished one of your lady friends, you know, was just resting her head against a shoulder on a bench, and then you just snuggle and get rather affectionately intimate. But that's another story. That's completely another story, and I wouldn't want to make anybody uncomfortable sharing it far too much and far too intimately. Thank you, Harriet, and I would say the same to you. When looking at the replay of me, one of the ways your name shows is Oh, God. Maybe you misread it. Oh, no. I'm not tired at all. Certainly not tired at all. I only said it once, but I'm not going to say any more. Just wanted to get that briefly out of the way. And now we're getting sensible, Kebby. Never mind about us old ladies and concentrate on the darling girl that's going to get your affection. Yes, no, don't worry. But on the one note, I've got something interesting I want to talk to you about. Very, very interesting historical talk. Okay. And we're going to have a good talk about Carisbrooke Castle on the Isle of Wight. And tell you something, I've been to Carisbrooke Castle a long, long time ago. And I'm going to do a talk about it. Carisbrooke Castle, Isle of Wight. A journey through history, royalty, and time. Carisbrooke Castle is one of the Isle of Wight's most iconic historic sites, a medieval fortress that has stood for over 1,000 years, witnessing dramatic chapters in English history. Ancient beginnings. Long before the castle as we know it existed, the site was important defensively. Traces of Roman occupation and later a Saxon fortification have been found. Norman Castle. Soon after the Norman conquest, late 11th century, a stone castle was raised on this hill, taking advantage of its strategic views across the island and the Solent medieval powerhouse. Over the Middle Ages, Carisbrooke evolved from a simple fortification into a full castle complex, with robust curtain walls, a large Norman keep, and residential buildings. It was the strongest stronghold on the Isle of Wight and a centre of defence and administration. During this period, the castle was frequently updated to cope with new threats, including raids and sieges. Royal connections and famous residents. King Charles I, perhaps the most famous chapter in Carisbrooke's history, came during the English Civil War. After defeat by parliamentary forces in 1647, King Charles I was imprisoned here for about 14 months before being taken to London for trial and subsequent execution in 1649. Visitors today can see rooms associated with his stay and hear the story of his repeated but unsuccessful escape attempts. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Princess Beatrice, Queen Victoria's youngest daughter, took a special interest in the castle. She founded the Carisbrooke Castle Museum in 1898 in memory of her husband and later made the castle her summer residence. The architecture and features. The keep and walls. A highlight for visitors is the Norman Keep, reached by 71 steps, offering sweeping views across the Isle of Wight. The ramparts and curtain walls show the evolution from medieval defence to Elizabethan artillery fortification. A unique feature of Carisbrooke is its 16th century well house, originally a vital water source that used a giant treadwheel. Today, Carisbrooke's donkeys still demonstrate how water was drawn up, an unforgettable and charming part of visiting the castle. The castle contains the Carisbrooke Castle Museum, one of the oldest on the Isle of Wight, with artifacts on local and castle history. Exhibits include medieval life, military objects, and memorabilia from Charles I's imprisonment. The Princess Beatrice Garden, being the gardens, chapel, and visitor experience, offers Edwardian-style tranquility within the castle grounds. St. Nicholas Chapel commemorates historical ties and serves as a place of reflection. Visitors today can explore the castle's battlements, enjoy the views, meet the donkeys, and learn through interactive displays. Carisbrooke Castle is not just stones and walls, it's a place where history feels alive, if one wants to know why Carisbrooke matters. It tells the story of medieval defence and royal politics. Its walls held a king in one of the most pivotal moments in British history. It connects Victorian heritage, animal law, and architectural evolution. Today, it's a living historic site, bringing the past into the present for visitors of all ages. Carisbrooke Castle stands as a testament to over a millennium of English history, from Norman conquest to Civil War, royal residence to museum. It's a compelling destination for anyone interested in history, architecture, and stories that shaped a nation on the whole. Hoping it wasn't too long or too boring, but I thought I'd might share this talk regarding Carisbrooke Castle. Yo, what's up, guys? Well, what's up to you, Rico? Hello. 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 Oh, hello, darling. Hello, darling. Hello, Wanda. I'm sorry I was very slow to acknowledge you, but certainly to what do we owe you this pleasure? Let's all welcome our sweet darling Lady Wanda with open arms and hugs and many greetings. We love our Wanda, don't we? And one thing I will say, Wanda, although it's been a good week since the last time I was publicly live streaming, my fondness and love towards you will certainly never, never, never diminish. I could never diminish my love and my care and my fondness towards you, darling. We always welcome you with open arms and many, many special greetings. No, as you said before, Jodie, and I did think of you when it came to Carisbrooke Castle when talking about it. And can I tell you something, Jodie? I've been to Carisbrooke Castle a very, very long time ago. I've been to Carisbrooke Castle. Eddie, now regarding Daphne and Nixie, they're in the living room. Happy learning your mother's doing well, Griefel, and hoping your father's doing well too, because I know he had a fairly special birthday back in 2024, didn't he? Correct me if I'm wrong. And you had your special 25th in 2024, and tell you something, this year in 2026 will be my special 25th birthday. But yes, within a couple of months, I know this off by heart, you'll be turning 27 within a couple of months after my 25th. Because you're September of 1999, and I'm June of 2001, as you know, being the years we were born. I've been to Carisbrooke Castle, and to tell you one things, I've been there a long, long time ago since the last time I went. That is. I certainly did, yes, I actually did. It was 10 years since the last time I saw that, but I certainly did, actually. I very, very much did indeed. I can confidently tell you of that. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. You're going to be visiting castles in the spring. You can't wait. Well, might I wish you luck on visiting the castles. And speaking of castle visits or museum visits or anything like that, I'm going to be back. Well, I actually went to a museum almost a few short days ago with my bestie David. But I'm going to be back on the bandwagon with museums. Slowly, in the latterly part of the winter, I'll be back going to museums again. And again, so when one's back visiting castles, one can be back visiting museums. So hoping you have a nice time, man. As does I too. I love a castle as well. Oh, there'd be hundreds, if not thousands, of castles. That's my rough estimation, Jodie, regarding castles. Well, Pamela, meant there are some castles in England that will certainly await yours and your dearly loved husband's visit. Or whether it's yourself, your dearly loved husband, the children and the grandchildren's visits. So I don't know if the grandchildren or the two children are into castles and things, but But all I can say right now at this point in time is that they'll certainly await your visit. You know. And before you ask, no, your son would not be too big to break a castle. He certainly would not be too big to break a castle, even though he's a big guy. A big guy pretty much built like a rugby player or built like a large outhouse. When looking at what he looked like, he would certainly not break a castle, rest assured. Wasn't trying to sound naughty or crude when saying that. I do have a favourite. One of my favourite castle is Dover. I would take you to Dover Castle. On a certain day that chance respectfully allowed, I would happily, in a heartbeat, take you to Dover Castle. Well, you've often spoken about your upcoming birthday. You spoke about it quite a lot during 2025, Refill, so I haven't forgotten. I certainly had not forgotten. Dover Castle to my fortress. That's if they changed ownership, that is. Oh, she really would. I mean, I haven't been for quite a few years now to Dover Castle. It was quite a good few years ago when I last went, but Dover Castle, one can't go wrong when it comes to visiting Dover. One certainly can't go wrong with visiting Dover on the whole. Eddie, yes, okay, Eddie. Now, what did he say? I make videos called My Cat Coco. And also, I'm going to make a very special video tomorrow. Maybe I've already talked about the upcoming, and it will be 1 year since I've adopted Coco. Really? It's going to be 1 year since you've adopted Coco. How lovely. I've never been to Cardiff Castle, but Cardiff is a bit far from where I am. No, it's very far from where I am. No, I haven't really got any plans to go to Wales at the moment, but one day I'll revisit Wales because I've been to Wales and it's a very, very nice place to go to, but I haven't been for nearly 10 years. It's been nearly 10 years since I was last in Wales, so a very, very long time, but maybe next year, hopefully I'll go to Wales, maybe next year, hopefully, if I can, maybe next year. I'm hoping during either the spring or summer to go to Stone, Staffordshire. I mean, I've wanted to go to Stone for years, but I think it only seems more appealing to go when the weather's and the season's generally kinder and nicer. I went to Berkeley Castle in 2015 and met Queen Anne Boleyn. Henry VIII was late. He was held up in traffic. Oh, wow. What a story, but interesting. Berkeley Castle. I don't know Berkeley Castle, but sounds like your 2015 adventure to Berkeley Castle was nothing more than enchanting. Blacksmith on the Hill. I went to Wales once. I was complaining I'd never been abroad, so my brother drove us over the Severn Bridge into Wales. It's 15 at the time. Oh, wow. It's my intention to go to Bodiam Castle one day, Eddie, but I've never been. But I have heard of it, and I am planning to go one day in the future. I know of Bodiam Castle, but I've never been. I'm not sure when I'm going to go, but I'm very much planning on going in the future. It's on the cards. Bodiam. Bodiam Castle is certainly on the cards. And Eddie, okay, Eddie. You went to Bodiam Castle in August. Oh, wow. It's in Gloucestershire. Oh, Berkeley Castle's Gloucestershire. It's in Gloucestershire. They hold events throughout the year. It's about 8 miles from you, really. I've never been to Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle, no, but I have been to Windsor. So I think I went Windsor was a long, long time ago. It was to see an event. It was a special event thing. I was a child at the time. It was a sports event I was taken to, but I've never been to Windsor Castle, on the other hand, no. Well, Wanda, my sweet darling lady, darling Wanda, lovely darling Wanda, it is certainly a real pleasure, most sincerely, and you are always welcomed and loved here with open arms. So, it's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. And I truly mean it, Wanda. My love towards you will certainly never, never diminish. Got 2 bottles left, one red, one white. I did go to... Did you really, Kebby? Wow. Impressive. But interesting learning that Berkeley Castle is about 8 miles from you, Blacksmith. BP is not worth the admission price. Very boring. The King's Gallery always has fab exhibitions, though, for your information. Windsor Castle is an easy day trip from London. Oh, what did Anne say? What did Anne say? Windsor Castle would be awesome. I would love to go to Highclere, aka Downton Abbey. Absolutely fabulous. What's the show that Kebby was talking about? Oh, absolutely fabulous. I never knew that was a show, but interesting, Kebby. So, oh, Blacksmith. Now, if you don't mind me asking, since you've mentioned the farmers' market to us many times, and since you've mentioned farmers' markets many times to all of us in the chat, does that take place at Berkeley Castle? Because if so, please let me know, because I'm now becoming curious to know whether it's Berkeley Castle or elsewhere farmers' market. So I'm hoping the weather holds up for you to go there next Sunday to the farmers' market. Even though I'm completely not even remotely certain as to which location it takes place in, on the whole, and so forth. You've seen Buckingham Palace. I've always seen it on the telly, many times. Buckingham Palace. And what did? Oh, I was just gonna say. No, just let you know, Jodie, I had acknowledged that when you said it. I had acknowledged that. You know. Hopefully, it will be a darling girl who's extremely petite in size. I mean, honestly, one of my strange desires I've got for a darling girl, a darling petite girl, are those who've got the very petite waists. That is. I'm probably going to get so many complaints if I'm going to say this. Like, I mean, really, if I was to share this, I would get a hell of a lot of complaints. But whoever my darling girl would be, no, I'm going to restrain it. Because if I say it, I'm going to get probably too many complaints and make a lot of people feel uncomfortable if I was to go any further than just I was about to. But no, but really, Blacksmith, it's Berkeley Castle on the third Sunday of the month, where they have the farmers' market. I didn't know that was Berkeley Castle. I mean, I really thought that was elsewhere as opposed to Berkeley Castle. I wouldn't want to make for the world, Pamela, I would never want to make my supporters feel uncomfortable. Never would I want to do that for the world. Hi, Heather. Hello to you. Hello, darling. Hello to our lovely, sweet, darling lady, Heather. And hello to her dearly loved husband. Always is it a pleasure to see our lovely, darling lady, Heather. Our lovely Heather, who we always welcome with open arms and love. I welcome all of you, equally so, with open arms and nothing but love. And, well, nothing but love and affection, that is. Certainly, it's always a pleasure to have you in, my sweet darling lady, Heather. The country house is about 5 miles away from there. Did you see what they did to the historic Balloon Pub? Bloody shameful. Arredondo Ranch in California. I never knew that. If Blacksmith takes a photo, Jody, and if he sends it to me, I will project it in the next live. In 10 weeks, I'm going to Canada, Toronto, on the 29th of March until the 26th of April. So, I mean, would you like to get in contact with me, Briefer, or whether it's through the Discord or through email? Because if so, I would like to put you in touch with lovely Jody. You know, maybe you could, and maybe you could one day run into Jody, because Jody is Canada, and also Harriet is Canada as well. Although, just to let you know, Harriet is a school teacher, so trying to run into Harriet in Canada would be quite tricky and tough. But you know, if you're in Canada, I think Jody would quite happily like to run into you. All that. It's a pleasure, Jody. If I obtain a picture from Blacksmith, I will project it. Thank you, Blacksmith. And just let you know, if you do happen to send me a picture of the farmer's market in if I obtain a picture from you, Blacksmith, if I obtain the picture from you, I will certainly show it. That's if you happen to go. I wish I could set you up with our daughter. She's 22. She married someone we detest. Wishing she had met you. Really? Oh no! She's married a man you detest. What is this yourself and your husband? Is this a guy yourself and your husband detest, Heather? I mean, if so, could you please explain why you detest the guy? I mean, I really hope he doesn't do anything hurtful or painful to your daughter. I hope he does absolutely nothing awful to your daughter, because if so, had I been hooked up with your daughter and I'd found out that he did something extremely awful or extremely bad, he would get a very, very bad and painful telling off and verbal lashing from me. If any ex-boyfriend or ex-husband hurts whatever sweet darling girl I get hooked up with, and if I'd run into them, they would get a verbal lashing, a strong verbal lashing, in defense towards whoever my sweet darling girl will be. I wouldn't want any man with poor intentions to mess with whoever my sweet darling girl would be, because if they tried to, I'd be there to defend the sweet darling girl. I mean, really, I would be there to defend. Thought I'd get that out the way for you, darling Heather. Thought I'd get that out the way. Jody and Blacksmith, it's going to be 20 degrees by Sunday. Is this 20 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius you're talking about, Kebby? My sister is Anthony Andrews mad. She met him a few times, and he was very nice. He bought her and her husband champagne. He bought her and her husband champagne for their anniversary. Right, Heather. She had a full ride to West Point and detoured her. Young love. I'm glad she's doing okay. Oh gosh. So detoured her? Are you talking like he avoided, bypassed, or skirted around something? Oh gosh. Oh, but gosh, what a story. But I'm glad your daughter's okay. Thank goodness. We have snow so rarely, and I can imagine in Texas. expecting snow in Texas this weekend. Oh, wow. I can imagine it's very rare. I can imagine it's very, very rare over in Texas, or certainly in your area particularly, where it's quite baking hot, especially in the summer. Of course, I'd be happy to run into refill, but he's going to the other side of Canada from where... okay. No, now this makes sense. "'Tis cold as a witch's boil." Which thing are you referring to, Heather, being the thing that's cold as a witch's boil? Do let me know. But there's one thing I did miss. Darling Wanda. Okay. Right, my darling. Right, darling Wanda. Okay, darling. Yes, right. History was my favourite subject to study. It was one of my favourite subjects to study as well, Wanda. I may tell you something. During my secondary school years, always loved the history lessons. Always. My daughter and I, for years, researched and went to more than 156 castles. We went to a few more after she married. In other countries, though, great memories. Oh, Wanda. Darling Wanda, I'm certainly happy learning of this from you. I'm truly happy learning of this from you. Hello, Leanne. Hello, darling. Hello, darling Leanne. Hello. Heaters are quite dangerous in the barn with all the hay. Never use them. It was last Sunday. The next one is in February. Oh, hello, darling. Hello, Mandy. Mandy, I was meaning to reply to what you said to me. And I did read your reply, but I'm sorry I've not replied. But I really think I should say it to you now. I wanted to tell you, Mandy, how very, very sorry I am for hearing about your cancer ordeal that you've just been put through. Really sorry hearing for your cancer, and I'm really hoping the side effect was not far too significant. No, anyone who's gone through cancer, it's an awful, awful ordeal. No, but I hope you're bouncing back and you're recovering okay, darling. You know, hoping you're recovering okay, my sweet darling lady. A nice big hug. I'll probably... I wish I could give you a nice big hug out of comfort, Mandy. I really wish I do, because, surviving a cancer ordeal, it's a really tough thing to go through and deal with. So hoping you're all right. Have you got to go, Eddie? Goodbye for now, good man. Ta-ta for now, Eddie. Goodbye. Darling Susan's in the chat. Hello, darling Susan. How are you, darling? Nice to see you. Our sweet, darling lady Susan, who's always unfailingly courteous and means well to all. Yes, it is. Oh, I certainly agree with you. If it's about history and about it being important to have, which I think is important to learn about, even in my day, I found out that depended on who was dictating. Oh, talking about that was the writing history that Kebby mentioned. As to what parts of history was put in textbooks. I did my research through several sources. Elder persons are a wealth of info, and that, Wanda, you got exactly right. Elderly people certainly are a wealth of information in the best way forward and in the best way ever. And I enjoy having your company, Mandy. If I was over in Teesside, you would be seeking a lot of affectionate company from me. No, really, my lovely Mandy. If I was over in Teesside with you right now, you'd be getting a lot of affectionate company from me, if there's any way to tellingly express. Good evening, darling. Good evening, darling Sparkles. Hello to you. This, Kebby, you got this completely right. Older generations lived the truth of this. And what was I going to say? Oh, Blacksmith, yes. I'm waiting to hear about a show in Shepton Mallet. Oh, well, if you hear about it, hopefully it will have interesting information. Peace out to you. Ta-ta for now, refill. Peace out. Oh, how lovely. Oh, yes, I think I remember you saying, no. But when was she born, if you don't mind me asking, your dearly loved grandmother? Since you said she was a wealth of information and was born during Queen Victoria's reign, when was she born, if you don't mind me asking you, since you said she was born during Queen Victoria's reign? I'd be interested to know. 1894, died 1979. Oh, wow, so she had a good innings. So 7 years before Her Majesty the Queen had passed away. Sparkles, I just love you, darling. I really do. Thank you for your kindness towards Harriet. A nice big hug sent your way, sweet darling lady. Went last year, lots of old tractors. Oh, wow, impressive. Are you talking about the agricultural tractors? That is. Oh, hello, darling. Hello, Dawn Marie. Wanda, I just love you, my darling. I really do. No, darling Wanda, thank you for your kindness towards our darling dear little Heather. No, really, thank you for your kindness towards our sweet dear little lady Heather. For all that you had to say when in regards to the truthfully pointed out sentiments that every mother, all parents always wish the best for their sons and daughters and can only pray for their happiness with whoever they choose as their partner to eventually potentially their married wife or husband, in several bits and pieces and so forth. So thank you, really, Wanda. Darling Wanda, thank you for your kindness and lovingly sweet support towards Heather. This is why we love you, because you're lovingly supportive towards all. I mean, truly lovingly supportive. And you too are lovingly supportive as well, Mandy. If only I could be over in Teesside with you, giving you much loving support in my own way. I hope I'm not missing anyone, because I think I may have accidentally missed. Heather, we are expecting a huge snowstorm. No estimates yet, because it is lake effect. My parents had snowstorm this past week in Florida. Nothing much, but still I could imagine in a hot tropical climate like Florida. A hot tropical climate like Florida, for there to have a snowstorm, and that's incredibly rare. I must admit, Oh, hello, darling. Hello. Hello, darling Laura. Hello. Nice to see you in here. Just popped up, great time. And hello to your sweet darling lady, your sweet darling girl, Bella. Hoping she's all right. I can see 19 in the chat too. Yes, my count's 19. Count's 19. It's 19 now, but that was about 2 minutes ago, Jodie. No, I think we had about 10, 15 people at first when we started, but now we've gone up to what, almost 20 in an hour. Plus henge laying, do you mean hens or henge laying and clay shooting? Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, Blacksmith. Thank you. Interesting. My grandmother was born in 1911, knows all the cowboy stories. I would have probably assumed so, Kebby, because I'm guessing you were born in either the 1970s or 1980s. But please do correct me if I'm wrong, my lovely Kebby. Do correct me if I'm wrong if I concluded you were born in the 1970s or 1980s. What did Jodie talk about? I've done clay shooting, never again. The recoil oh no. Oh, it was clay shooting. Oh. Well, you might be surprised, Mandy. If I'm over in Teesside, you might run into me then. If I'm over in Teesside, that's where you'll probably run into me, darling. And we can always have a laugh and a giggle. Not repeatedly, no. It's bloody cold in the snow. It's frozen cold walking in the snow, Pamela. I mean, I would take a video to get, to capture a snowfall. Taking a video to capture a snowfall, I'd only do that once, and after that, no more than once, because it's just too cold to do it repeatedly. You know, good, it's alive! Good, it's alive! Good, it's alive! Marvelous! The Brian Blessed, good, it's alive! Our lovely lamb lunch. Hello, hello, hello to you. I actually bundle up and take a long walk when it snows. Yes, because you did say you're generally far more used to the cold, aren't you? Agree. When someone is foolish enough to ask me, I say, pick a number or forever 21. We had Christmas snow several years ago. I could imagine. Well, it captivates the true essence of Christmas, doesn't it? Susan. Okay, it snowed here in New York City recently. Most of it didn't stick. It's 19 degrees in the morning, 29 in the afternoon, drops down at night, and that's all Fahrenheit. Oh, God, that's bloody cold. Far too cold. Oh, Dawn Marie, thank you for your kindness towards Kebby. Thank you. The gate's about to close. Sorry, if someone asks my age, I say 95. They are always quite impressed at how good I look. You do look good. You do look good. Pamela, at 61, you look very good, and I mean that. I mean, you don't look any older than 50. If I was to say anything, Pamela, you look very good for your age, and I mean that. You know, I mean, both yourself and your husband look good, even if I think your husband looks a few years older than yourself. Now, you couldn't get away with being, you could, you could get away with being early 50s easily. I mean, if you told me you were 52 or 53, I would believe that as opposed to 61. No, you do look very good, and I can only imagine why one would be surprised over how good you look. That was about 2 minutes ago, Harriet. You've gone down now. I would have thought I think you said he was a few months as opposed to a few years. And he certainly does look a few years older. Not a lot. He doesn't look his age, but if you told me he was maybe 55 or so, as opposed to in his early 60s, I'd believe that. I have a few physical qualities, but I do have my hair. Same, I've still got all my hair. Doesn't really snow here anymore. Gets very cold and very windy. I almost get blown off my feet the other day, like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. You're pulling our legs off. You're pulling my legs off, Pamela, because I know you're not 95. You're pulling my legs off. Don't think I could ever be 19 in my mind again. No. I do not think you look 21, Harriet. Personally, I think you look well into your 50s. I mean, well, I was like, when I first knew of you, I thought you looked in your 60s. Now, I don't think you look in your 60s now. I think you look better now than you did nearly a couple of years ago, but I still think you look slightly older than your age. But I don't think you look 21. Absolutely not. Oh, thanks, Wanda. Thank you for your kindness towards Mandy. Thank you for your kindness towards our sweet darling lady Mandy. Thank you. Thank you. Thought he was going to be 89 this year. So I think he was 88 last year, wasn't he? We are adding the numbers together and throwing him a sweet 16 party. Oh, really? Hope the party goes okay. Hope your father's party goes okay. I used to get carded on and off when I was 18 if buying alcohol from time to time, Kebby. But I think that sort of thing will likely happen if I'm over in the United States. I mean, if I can be 24. I mean, if I could be 24 and look 20 years of age, which is younger than the league, and 20 is younger than the legal age you can buy alcohol over in the United States, I'm probably going to get carded, without a doubt. If I was in the United States buying alcohol in one of their alcohol shops, that is. And I think you're right there, Kebby, and I wouldn't deny your conclusion there. If I'm in the United States, I think I'll almost certainly be carded. I mean, if I could still look 20 at almost 25, well, because I'm 25 this June, as you know, and I'm having looked no different since turning 20. Well, I think I'll almost certainly get carded if buying alcohol. You were in Brighton a couple of weeks ago. I sung Islands in the Streatham with a D tag Queen called Doris. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, Mandy. Oh, my sweet darling lady. Mandy. Oh, he was 87 going on 88 last year, so he'd be 1938. So he'd be, what, 90 in 2 years? And he's certainly a handsome man for a man well into his 80s, because you showed me you showed me a picture of him. And actually, can I tell you something, Pamela? He looks better than I met. There was a 79-year-old man I met actually Brooklyn's Museum 60th anniversary event for the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow event, because the first batch was built in 1965 of the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow marks. And it was a 79-year-old man who was a classic car owner of the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. And at 79, he looked much older than what your father looked like at 79. And he said, well, I did look rather good until I had a severe heart attack at the age of 74. You know, and then he had to have a bypass surgery, and he believes that was what likely aged him, you know. But he couldn't pass of being well into his 80s, your dear father, Pamela. He certainly couldn't pass being in his 80s. If you told me he was maybe 20 years younger or so, I'd believe that. Especially with the hair he's got. I mean, wow. You had to carry your birth certificate as proof in your youth. Oh, wow. You take care, my lovely Aspie. Ta-ta for now. February 1938. I mean, I met a man who was born in 1934 last year, in March of last year, Pamela. So he was older than your father. And you wouldn't think he was born that year if you'd seen him. They have the best onion soup. Now I'm very hungry. Well, can you eat people under, Susan, and stay very, very petite in size? I'm not trying to skinny shame or body shame. I'm really not, because I'm well past that now. And also, I got a lot of complaints for body shaming, so I wasn't trying to body shame, but I was just curious to know, since you said you're now very hungry. I only concluded you would eat a lot, potentially eating people under, not gain any weight, and stay very, very petite in size. It's one of a museum volunteer at a museum that I went to almost a year ago, Kebby, and he was almost 91 and volunteering at the museum. So if you're referring to him, yes, that's him. An almost 91-year-old man who could really get away with being about 76 when seeing him. Oh, Kebby, darling, thank you for your kindness towards Wanda. Right. Wanda, my sweet darling, okay, what have you got to share? We had a foot of snow. Neighbour's grandson built a snowman by my front window. I scooped up a dishpan of snow and left my front door open while we had a snowball fight. I lost, he laughed. Fun. What a fun story. Mm-hmm. Have you been to the Frick since the Renos? I'm thinking of going to New York City for Easter. It's at the top of my list. Haven't been to the Frick in ages. I used to go to all go to museums all the time, especially in college when I majored in art history. Oh, wow. You're not a big eater, but I love food and do PR for New York City restaurants. Interesting. Bond soup is great. You take care, my good friend. Ta-ta for now. My husband should have been a chef. Oh, interesting. I love soup when it gets cold, also stew. But unfortunately, it is time to go now. But may I take the time of thanking each and every one of you most kindly, sincerely for watching. And we may have a podcast interview next week. So I may be interviewing someone next week. I haven't spoken to him yet. I've been meaning to, but I'm going to email him very, very soon. So next week, it is possible that there will be a podcast live stream interviewing somebody. And I think with this particular person, I think you'll find him rather interesting. Thank you all most kindly, sincerely for watching. And I shall see you next week for our next live stream. You got it, Wanda. Live, love, and love. Ta-ta for now, another time. And I shall see you all, hopefully, next week.
Well, that's all today. My internet friends and followers, thank you kindly for joining me, as always. Please be sure before you go to like, share, and subscribe. Invite your friends to join us next time. If you feel they would delight, we have shared tales of vintage trains, of culture, nature, and lore, of history's charm and verdant calm in moments we adore.